Oh, snap. Hey, sports fans. This is Robert with WTP Sports News here live this morning. Man, I forgot to put the intro in there. We already on the screen. I'm Uggen. I'm here this morning with another edition of Talking Sports Sunday. Week 9 in college football recap. Week 8 in the NFL. I'm here this morning with T1 of City League TV. Also, somebody else. How you feeling this morning, Mr. Claiborne?
Feeling great, ready to rock and roll, ready to rock and roll. How about yourself, brother?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good. We also got our man FanDuel Zaya of the FanDuel Zaya podcast here with us this morning. How you feeling, FanDuel Zaya?
Man, last night was a movie, man. I was really enjoying myself, you know. It's good to see y'all. I'm glad I was able to go through what I went through last night and make it on here today.
Yeah, we glad to see you too this morning. We also got our man SEC Sean with us this morning. How you feeling this morning, SEC Sean?
We feeling pretty good this morning. Feeling pretty good.
Cool, cool, cool.
Hey,
FanDuel
real
said,
quick, Rob.
can you put a outro in there? I forgot to put that stuff back when I was messing with it yesterday.
All right.
All right, go ahead,
Hey,
FanDuel. Go ahead.
real quick. Hey, Zay, what we missed yesterday, man? What happened? What's wrong? What's going on?
Nah, it was just fun, man. I just football. Then we damn near had a concert in the living room with the No Limit and Cash Money.
Okay,
It took
okay.
me back to the early 2000s, man. That's
So
my
it,
favorite
it went
time.
down. You
It
you
went
said it went
down.
down yesterday on that bye week.
Yeah. Usually, T. Usually it'd be a down week when it's a bye. It'd be real mellow, you know. It was kind of lit
Yeah.
yesterday, though. I gotta admit it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
I had a real mellow bye week Saturday. So, but I ain't complaining about nothing. I got some good work done. So all good.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you was able to make it productive. We also got our man Mossberg of Level Up Sports Team. He in the chat. He's probably on one of his 1,500 jobs that he got out here in this world. Uh, he said that no limit.
1,501.
Yeah,
Put some respect on it.
there's some respect on it for sure. Let's go ahead and get into this action, man. How do y'all feel about this Indiana football team? We all know that they're for real. FanDuel, Zaya, T1 have really been telling us how good this team is. They've been showing it week in and week out. What's your thoughts on them? And how is their remaining schedule looking to you? And do you think they're going to make it to the Big Ten championship game unblemished?
Oh yeah, they already got that red carpet laid out for them. I believe that I believe they got a straight path. And they already in Indiana, so they might be able to walk to the game.
Man, listen. They got a couple tricky games left, though. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. All right. Maryland can get tricky because that defensive line that Maryland got is really nice. It's just young. And then that last game of the year that they got against Purdue could be like a game they could just like not come and wake up for, and Purdue will be around because Purdue can really move the ball for real. I don't know if people seen them. They can actually move the ball. So I ain't gonna just say they just about to sweep through this schedule. You know, as T1 say, you got to show up every week in the Big Ten, man. It ain't really no easy wins consistently just over and over in the Big Ten. So them the two games I'm looking at on their schedule. Like I mean, they could get caught slipping if they don't come to play.
And I agree with you there. I agree with you there, Zay, and especially with that, Purdue game being the in-state rivalry game. We know that. I mean, you do have to come and play in the Big Ten, but right now, just, Indiana and Ohio State in the Big Ten, both of them are playing, head and shoulders above everybody else. SEC Sean, what's that remaining schedule for Indiana? You got that pulled up?
Yeah, they're at Maryland Saturday, at Penn State the following week, at Indiana, or I'm sorry, Wisconsin comes to Indiana, and then they go to Purdue.
Yeah, I could even throw that Penn State game in there for a party crasher, a possible party crasher, even though we know that program right now is in complete total chaos. But that's when you get the upsets that you got from the UCLA's, and they so happen to pull out a couple of victories. So, Penn State could try to play party crashers as well with that perfect season that Indiana is trying to get this year.
I mean, if they don't slip up, yeah, of course they're in the championship game. But if they slip up, I don't know I don't know how the Big Ten tiebreakers would work, like with Iowa, because they don't play each other. There's so many different variables that you could have 3 or 4 teams with one loss up there. And I don't know who would go to the championship game, but I honestly think that
Oregon
focused. Well, Indiana's got the head-to-head over Oregon.
Oh yeah, that's right. So that knocks them out.
But
so they'll probably stay up there. So that means Indiana could possibly lose one and still be able to get in there as the higher ranked team.
Yeah, because you still got Iowa with 1 conference loss, Michigan with 1 conference loss, USC with 1 conference loss.
So, hey, listen though, even if Indiana was to slip up, everybody else will lose except for Oregon, probably. So the tiebreaker will just come down to Indiana and Oregon. We don't need to overcomplicate it. Everybody else will lose.
Right.
Well, I mean, I think Indiana has proven that they are really a really good football team. They earned that number 2 ranking in the country. I think they're going to run that table and win all of those games. I don't think a Kurt Signetti coach team is going to be looking ahead to anybody. I think they're going to take it one game at a time. They're going to come in with a good game plan. They're going to play with physicality. And they got a really good quarterback that has some weapons and talent around him. I don't see them having any hiccups, even though they got some games on their schedule that can be some trip ups, but I don't see them tripping up, man. I just think they are focused and they're gonna do what they need to do to make it to that Big Ten championship game. I think they're gonna make it unblemished.
I agree.
And they like Ohio State. I have to say that Indiana looks better offensively and defensively than they did last year. Now we know last year, I mean, they had a really good record, but they wasn't really that good. If that makes any sense to y'all. But this year, it looks like they may be that good, and they may be able to knock a team or 2 off. Playoff time. They keep playing the way they're playing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a really good point, T1, because last year we knew that they really weren't as good as what their record said, but this year they are as good as what their record says. They are a really good football team, clicking on all cylinders. And even if I think they do have a letdown against any of those teams, I don't think they're going to have enough to beat Indiana. Let's move on to that South Florida Memphis game. Memphis came back at home to win that and possibly take the sole possession of who's going to make it to the college football playoffs out of the group of 6. Do y'all think that they have sole position right now with that win over South Florida, or is there somebody else out of that group of 6 who can possibly take that reign over from Memphis?
Quick question. Oh, go ahead, SEC Sean.
Navy. I mean, Navy's going to lose to Notre Dame, but they're 6-0, 7-0, getting no You know, you still got that whole thing is still wide open. I mean, Temple, North Texas, USF, Memphis, Tulane, Navy. Tulane and Navy don't have a conference loss yet, but I'd have to go look through their schedules. I know North Texas and Navy play this week, so I think Navy's the sleeper out of that right now, with Memphis beating USF.
What is Notre Dame considered? They're not in that group. I thought they were
No, they're
considered.
independent.
They're independent.
They're independent.
Memphis control their own destiny, man.
So
But
that means
this
two
the thing.
people.
This the thing. Memphis play Tulane and they play Navy, so they control their own destiny. They win, they in.
Yeah. What's the remaining schedule, SEC Sean? Can you look that up for us? And go ahead, T1. What was you gonna say?
They got Rice. They got Rice, Tulane. They got Rice on the road, Tulane coming to them. Then they got East Carolina on the road. Then they got Navy at home.
Well, I mean, they're gonna decide it.
So that last game gonna be real.
Yeah,
It's Tulane too, though, because Tulane is good too.
Yeah.
Tulane was receiving votes from the AP. They was just right on the outside. So it's them three. It's still them three left. But I don't know which one of them teams got to play South Florida still too. That's a possible loss for some of them teams.
North Texas got Navy coming to North Texas this Saturday. Then they got UAB, Rice, and Temple.
Do Tulane play South Florida?
I'm looking right now. Tulane has UTSA this week, then Memphis, then Florida Atlantic, then Temple, then Charlotte.
Yeah, so it's going to come down to Tulane, Navy, and Memphis. It's them head-to-head matchups.
And Memphis played two of those three.
Yeah.
Navy has, of course, North Texas, Notre Dame, South Florida, Memphis, and Army.
Navy better be worried about North Texas, though. You know?
Yeah.
And South Florida.
Yeah, Navy got a stuff down the stretch.
And Notre Dame gonna beat up on them, so
Texas,
you probably can throw Navy up out of there. They're getting a lot of good talk right now, but that probably dies down here possibly next week.
Yeah.
Well, this now.
Yeah, I didn't
But
look at
why is it Notre Dame in that group of four? They're independent, so why are they with the Power Four conferences as an independent? I'm not understanding that right there.
Because they're blue blood.
Yeah.
Because I don't get it. Because I'm sorry. I just feel like they belong in the conference. And, this Notre Dame is not bigger than college football. Yes, they're Notre Dame, but when is the last time they won anything? They don't even have a conference championship to win. Like, when has Notre Dame won anything? All they are doing is walking around as that pretty fine girl, like one of the finest girls you ever seen. And that's all she got to offer. She just cute. That's it.
She ain't got no brain, T1.
Ain't got nothing. She just absolutely beautiful. But other than that, there's nothing about her. There's nothing about her, and I really, really think it's unfair to the college world for them not to have to compete like everybody else does. Now, I will give it to them. Their scheduling as an independent, it's top notch. It's top notch. I cannot complain about that one bit. But I just feel like they need to be in a conference, and they're afraid to enter a conference because if they enter a conference, then they don't have any excuse for not winning conference championships and things like that. But we already see they're not winning any national championships, so we know it's just a money grab with Notre Dame. They're just greedy and they just want all the money. I told you they like a bad female. All she wants is money, and they're getting it.
I mean, the schedule is decent. They play an ACC schedule. Well, how do we feel about the
And
ACC?
I'm gonna give it decent. Then you throw in the USC. That really should be good, and they should be banging like back in the day when Notre Dame and USC went at it. I used to like when they played. They played Michigan every year. Like they was Big Ten heavy, but that was causing them problems. That's when they went over into that ACC.
Well, I mean, I still think Notre Dame's the best two-loss team in the country, man. I think they earned every right to be where they are. They earned every right to stay independent if they want to. It's just smart football right now. I mean, they had a chance to come to the Big Ten, and one of the Big Ten schools didn't want them in, so they didn't get in. So, I mean, would you want to go back for a second round when you had a first round and they didn't want you? I mean, you can't be mad at Notre Dame. But I mean, I get your point. I get your point.
I don't think we didn't want them. I think Michigan did it.
Well, yeah, well, say that. Say that.
We got to blame them folks.
Why you say that, Zay?
That's what they said. Michigan was fighting for them not to get into the conference.
That's what the word is. That Michigan was the team that was like, no, we do not want Notre Dame in the conference.
I would have
Wow.
loved for them to be in the conference to beat on them every year.
I think that would have been just absolutely a match made in heaven. I mean, you're in big country. I just feel like don't get me wrong, y'all. I don't have a problem with Notre Dame being independent. I just feel like they shouldn't be, but they are, so it is what it is. But when it comes to the college football playoffs, and I don't know how much of a difference that it makes, but I think they should be in that group of five, group of whatever it's called. I think they should be there. I think you should have a Power Four conference, or whatnot, and just like that, you can't have it. I feel like you're giving away two positions to teams that's not in Power Four conferences, and I don't think that's fair to the teams that's in the conference.
If Notre Dame is good enough, though, I have no problem with them being in the playoffs. I think they're good enough this year.
I do too. Well, I don't know. They have 2 losses. I don't know if I can. I don't know. I'm not so sure that I can say that. Them two L's. You shouldn't have 2 losses.
Well, there's going to be quite a few teams with 2 losses in the playoffs, T1.
It is, but I think it's going to be some one loss teams not in the playoffs, possibly just because of personal feelings about rankings.
Yeah, I could see that coming from the Big 12. I can definitely see that.
It's for personal things about rankings, and with the way that they had an SEC ranked, it really makes you think, should these rankings stop coming out before a game is played? Should we be waiting until week 5 or 6 to come out with some rankings? Because once we get to week 6 and 7, like where we are right now, all you hear coming out of the SEC is strength of schedule. All of these ranked teams, every single game that they play, it's against a ranked team. You got a top 25 matchup almost every week in the SEC, but that's only because they putting 15 teams in a top 25 before a ball is snapped.
Well, that'll take us into our next segment because we want to talk about SEC football right now. We want to talk about Texas A&M, Alabama, and any other discussion right there. We want to talk about. Let's welcome our man Parlay Poe. He's out there in the chat as well. Let's talk Alabama first. They had a barn burner on the road out there in South Carolina against that South Carolina team who really came inspired to play some really good football. Alabama was able to come away with the victory. What's your thoughts on Alabama, their remaining schedule, and do you think they will be one of the teams representing the SEC in the SEC championship game?
First of all, stop with all that. They came inspired and came to play and all of this other goofy SEC stuff. They lost 4 games before coming into this game, and they had an opportunity to go and win this game with 2 minutes left to go against a team that everybody out here talking about is the best team in the SEC. This is the best that the SEC has to offer. And man, come on. I watched that game and I'm just looking. I'm like, this is the best. This is what y'all got. And this is what y'all fighting with. A team that has already lost to 4 teams not named Alabama and not talked about as if they the best one-loss team and possibly should be number 1 because they're in the ACC and their schedule is this and that. But let y'all talk about it. That 4-loss South Carolina team, they're good. Man, stop it.
I mean, I don't think anybody said that they're good. What I said was they played some inspired football. I mean, if you're a 4-loss team in any conference and you got supposedly one of the best teams in the country coming into your stadium, aren't you going to play inspired football? Aren't you going to try to dethrone them? Aren't you going to try to beat them? Just like the statement has been made about you can go into any Big Ten stadium and they're going to give you a good game. I think that can also be said for the SEC. Those guys aren't going to just go in there and lay down. They're going to play inspired football because they want to have an opportunity to knock off the big dogs. And I think that's what South Carolina had yesterday. They had a really good game plan, and they gave Alabama some trouble. But in the end, the better team who we expected to win won the game. And we know at this stage in college football, at week 9, that's what you got to do to stay relevant and stay alive. You just got to win the football games.
That's not happening in the Big Ten, most likely. You're not going to have that power team going against a team who's lost 4 times already. They're not going to have an opportunity to win that game late in the 4th quarter. I'm sorry, they're not.
I'm not saying
they're going to handle business.
I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm hearing that from you, and I'm hearing that from FanDuel Zaya that they got tough stadiums to go in and play, right? I think it's across the board everywhere.
No doubt, but what I'm saying is, if Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon go into a game against a team who's been lost 4 of them babies already, they're not going to have the opportunity to win that game late in the 4th quarter. That's all I'm saying. They take care of business.
We have seen it in the Big Ten though, because we've seen UCLA put Penn State's coach on a landslide to get fired. They didn't change their whole season around.
Penn State. Now I'm talking about our top teams now, and right now we know that Penn State's not a top team, so we know what happened right there. I'm talking.
But we can say they're not a top team due to UCLA beating them.
I'm talking about the one. I'm talking about either the undefeated or the 1-loss teams right now. I'm just saying that they're not going into a game with a 4-loss team, and it's 2 minutes left in the game, and it's tied up. I'm just saying that's not happening. And I expected dominance from Alabama yesterday, and I ain't see it. So I'm not giving them nothing.
That's okay. You don't have to give them nothing. But as FanDuel said, Penn State went into UCLA with 1 loss.
We know what Penn State is right now, so let's not do that.
We do know what they are right now. We do know that. But at that time, they only had 1 loss to Oregon. That was it. And that was a really good contest with them in Oregon. So we still expected Penn State to be good at that time when UCLA took their skull.
I ain't get to see this Alabama game. This is one of the games I ain't paid no attention to because I just felt like they was going to go in there and blow them out. And then when I looked up, it's like what's going on over there? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's really going on? I try to watch about 8 games each time slide, and this was not one of them yesterday.
SEC Sean, what you got for me, man? Talk to me, because you make a whole lot of sense when you talk about that SEC, and we already know how I feel about them. So talk to me, man. Bring me down to earth a little bit.
Look, I mean, it's no different than when an Ohio State and Oregon, one of the blue bloods, walks into a lower stadium, a lower team against a team that's not doing as well, whether it be Rutgers, Maryland, whatever. Just throw anybody out there you want. That team, when the blue blood comes in, the team wants to take them out. They have a target on them. They want to make a name. South Carolina wants to make a name by beating Alabama.
Absolutely.
Okay. So was the game closer? Yeah. I had that game like 42-17 Alabama. And I was sitting there watching it going, what in the world? South Carolina played with their heads on fire. They were all over the field doing everything. But again, when a team is a blue blood and it comes into your stadium, that's your chance. They're going to make a name for themselves. We're going to beat Alabama. We're going to beat Ohio State. We're going to beat Michigan. We're going to beat Notre Dame. We're going to beat Oregon. They do everything they can to win that game. And South Carolina should have won that game. If the quarterback doesn't fumble, they probably do win that game.
Well, actually, he ain't fumbled. Dude took that ball, and that's what he made a dog play. He made a dog play for his team, and that dog play may have saved him. That was a dog play.
I mean, Oregon struggled with Wisconsin yesterday, so I mean that just solves it right there. You know.
And too, let me keep it a buck. You know, I'm not saying that we are mightier than anybody, because guess what? I saw a one-loss Ohio State team, or if my recollection is correct, even maybe an undefeated Ohio State team lose to a Purdue. You know what I mean? And so I do know and understand that is a Super Bowl for these teams, as South Carolina was yesterday with 4 losses. If we can go out here and win this game today, you know, it could possibly turn our season around, and it could give us maybe like a historical win against a top-ranked Alabama team at home, which I'm quite sure has never happened. So, you know, I do know and understand that them underdogs, they come and fight, and that's their Super Bowl. We go through that every single week up here up north. It's like whoever we play, it's their Super Bowl. If they could beat us, it could make their season. So that's what you got from South Carolina yesterday, and I'm just doing what I do. I'm just doing the one.
Yeah, we appreciate that. That's part of what we love about you. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Hey, Donnell completely missed the topic because he said Michigan popped us with multiple losses last year. This is not the perfect example, bro. This is like actually the worst example. Because we were talking about a bottom team in the conference. You just wanted to throw that out there though. So I just thought I'd just say something to you.
They did have what? They came in with what? 5 losses?
No, Michigan didn't finish the year with 5 losses last year. What are we talking about?
No, they had 4
losses last year.
4 losses. Yeah. So that's
season, I think 7-5.
Yeah, but that's the same. That I get what Irv's saying. You know, because they have 4 losses. We only had 1. You know, so that's exactly what I'm saying. 1 loss Alabama, 4 loss South Carolina. But we talking about a rivalry game with that Michigan team being on a 3-game win streak. So that's what Zay's saying. Like, we definitely not talking about the same thing right there.
Yeah. What's Alabama's remaining schedule? Then let's turn our attentions to Texas A&M.
We don't need to turn our attention to A&M. We're fine. Just skip over us. We're good.
Oh no, we're gonna talk. Y'all play LSU.
What you talking about?
He trying to fly under the radar.
What he on?
We're gonna stay below the radar.
No, we ain't doing that, bro.
Y'all, we can see y'all here. We see y'all. And y'all flying high over here. We see y'all.
No,
and look, I don't have anything.
Ohio State and Indiana, they're fine. They're good. They're the top teams. Let's go. We just gonna stay over here.
See Sean trying to. I get what he doing. I get where he coming from. He like nah. Go ahead, y'all talk about everything else. He trying to come and sneak around that back door and pop something before he stops something. So,
we're gonna talk about them. They ain't sneaking up on nobody.
Not at all.
Bama's schedule is They're off. They're on bye week this week. Then they go LSU at home, or LSU comes to Bama. Oklahoma comes to Bama. And then they finish the season at Auburn.
Oh, don't skip past Eastern Illinois, bro. Because we be having this argument all the time. Do not skip past Eastern Illinois.
Yeah. So that really is a very, very. So it's safe to say that they got LSU, and that's it. That's all that Alabama has coming up is LSU. They beat that LSU team, and they're walking into that playoff. Yeah, they walking into that playoff.
Yeah.
Eastern Illinois in week 12. Crazy, man.
Eastern Illinois, Auburn, and what was the other one? Because we know it's just LSU that they got.
Oklahoma game would be a good game, though.
Oklahoma's done. I don't. But it can be a good game because as I've seen Alabama, I mean they're a beatable team. They're a beatable team. From what I've seen this year, they're very beatable. You know, these are not. This is not the Nick Saban Alabama, and it's not the SEC of 5 years ago either. I think we have to remember that, and I think we're losing that thought with there being so many ranked SEC teams, and that's why you do have a Texas A&M that they right there. They right there, and they're in a position to where if they can take that next step, Texas A&M is one of them teams right now. If they are the truth, they're one step away from being the kings of the SEC.
Yep. What do y'all think about Texas A&M? Since we just mentioned them, what do you think about Texas A&M? The win they had yesterday at LSU. Second half they played lights out. They had 2 picks and a block punt for a safety in that game. LSU got that. So what do y'all think about this Texas A&M team? They're really showing to me that they're a second half team. They correct things after halftime and go out and play really good football. What's y'all's thoughts on Texas A&M? Are they a legit number 3 ranked team in the country?
They were at home yesterday, correct?
They was in LSU.
No, they were in Baton Rouge.
Oh, so they won on the road yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Very, very impressive victory. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that I heard like the past 7, 8 games or whatever, the home team has won that game. Is that right, SEC Sean?
Yep, it'd been 8 years.
Okay. So that makes that victory even that more impressive. And where they played at, I know LSU don't lose at home often. So that was a very, very big and impressive win to me for Texas A&M. And regardless of, you know, the rankings or whatnot, they deserve that. On the road, a pretty good LSU team. And I feel why SEC Sean is saying, hey, don't talk about us. You know, just keep forgetting about us. You know, we want to stay focused on trying to be the top in the SEC. So big win for Texas A&M yesterday.
Man, listen, man, I'm going to keep it all the way a band. First half, LSU was kind of getting after Marcel Reed, but they just like all the way exploded in the third quarter where I'm like, man, if they could put that together 4 quarters, it's going to be hard to beat them boys. Just that third quarter alone, like if they put that together, they going to be tough, bro. I'm just saying, like Concepcion, you know, the running back, both of the running backs, I like both of them. SEC Sean said they had a staple of running backs. I see this staple, you know what I mean? I like both of them dudes. Now, their offensive line was playing a little shaky in the first half to me, though. But, man, they got everything they need for real. Their D-line was getting after it. You know, their defense was flying around. Listen, Marcel Reed dynamic. I mean, listen, I seen a solid. That's a solid number 3 team in the country to me. You know what I mean? And yeah, we wasn't high on LSU, but still to go on the road, tough environment, and play like they played yesterday, I gotta give them that respect. You know what I mean? I wasn't respecting it at first. I respect it now though.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good win as well, especially in that second half, how they played. To be able to go on the road where they piss in balloons and throw them at folks. Man,
What?
SEC Sean, when you told me that, I was like, what? They piss in balloons and then throw them at people in the stands or on the field? Man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. But listen, Texas A&M, great win. My Texas Longhorns need you to be undefeated when you come into Austin. So if we do win that game, we can look good like
You're
a
not.
college football playoff team. We probably won't, but
No,
listen,
no.
hey, I gotta hope that some miracles can happen in that game because right now
Can
you're
y'all upset them? Rob, can y'all get that upset?
without a doubt, it's a rivalry game. Without a doubt, we can upset them.
When is that game? Is that the last game of the season? That's the last game? Okay. Oh, yeah,
It's
that's rivalry week. Yeah,
y'all
rivalry
play
week gonna be banging.
Michigan and Ohio State play Saturday at noon. We play Black Friday at 7.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be jumping.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be. It is what it is. I mean, we're. I think we're now going to get more national attention, and now it's how do we react to it. Luckily, we've got a bye week this week. Then we go on the road to Missouri. What's Missouri going to be? Their quarterback. I haven't gotten any updates on his leg injury yet. I've heard it was an ankle, but who knows? We looked okay in the first half. We came out and then we kind of hit a lull in the second quarter, and LSU took advantage and blocked the punt, and that's something that's got to get cleaned up. Marcel threw 2 picks, but man, they came out in the third quarter and it was just lights out. I mean, we trailed 18-14 and put 35 straight points up. To go up 49-18, and then they put in their backup quarterback and our backup defense, and they scored, at the end. So, the bye week comes at a good time, kind of rest, reset. It's perfect bye week for us, I think, where it falls, because we roll with at Missouri, then South Carolina comes to College Station, then Samford, and then we go, of course, to Austin, which I don't know what Austin's going to be at that point, because if they lose to Vandy, they're pretty much eliminated. And are they, what's going to happen there? And now you got all these rumors with Sarkisian saying he wants to go to the NFL. And is that going to put distractions? Is Arch Manning? How bad is he really hurt with the concussion? There's just a lot of things going on. But yeah, I'd like to just kind of stay under the radar and just kind of do our own little thing over here and just be ourselves. Everybody calls us a cult anyway, so just let us be cultish. Leave us alone.
Hey, and I say that remaining schedule is definitely tougher than that Alabama schedule. That's more of a, when you talk about tough games remaining here, we know how the SEC do with them Division IV teams that they play at the end of the season, but they still, Texas A&M has a few tough games in there to close this thing out. So, Sean, my question for you with your Texas A&M team, and I understand that you want to stay up under the radar, and I also understand that you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself, but have you had the feeling that you have right now for this Texas A&M team in a while, or do you even have that feeling like this could possibly be the year that we can make some noise that we haven't made in a while?
I had not this late in the season. I haven't had this feeling in a long time, this late in the season. Preseason stuff, yeah, when we had, Jimbo and the number one recruiting class and all this and all that and all that, I thought, okay, cool, we got some talent now. Let's see what happens. Never came together. This team's built different. I've said that. This team's built different than the past A&M teams. They're more complete. They play complementary football a lot. If the offense is struggling, the defense picks it up. If the defense is struggling, the offense picks it. I definitely feel. I pretty much feel that we're almost a lock to get into the college football playoff. I'm not going to call it a lock yet, but if we beat Missouri, it'll be a lock, because then the worst we're probably going to finish is 11-1, and be in the SEC championship game, and then, so I do feel like we can do a little bit of damage this year. This is the best feeling I've had in quite a long time. I like Coach Elko, and I like the way he's got this team. Seems to be focused, and he makes good adjustments at the half.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, and that's important. That's what was most impressive about yesterday, just the way that A&M made those halftime adjustments and just came out looking like they want to be there on top at the end of the season. So congratulations thus far in the season, and actually I think it looks good for y'all.
Yeah, we're, like I said, we got to keep it even. These kids can't get too high. Oh, we're number 3 in the nation. That don't mean nothing. Number 3 can lose just as easy as number 53.
That's right. Hey, can somebody pull up that remaining schedule for LSU? Because what are LSU? They have two losses now, right?
No, they got 3. It's over for them.
Oh, it's over for them. But can somebody still give me that remaining schedule? Because I think I saw their remaining schedule, and I just laughed. So this is one of those ranked SEC teams that was ranked high at the beginning of the season, and now as we see, they're not gonna be in that top 25 come the end of the season. And I think they were top what at the beginning of the season? I know it was top 10.
3.
Top 3. So it was top 5. Like, coming into the season, they just gave these guys a top 5 ranking, and now they're not even going to be up in here. But what's their remaining schedule for LSU?
Alabama, Arkansas, Western Kentucky, Oklahoma.
Okay. So that must have been somebody else's schedule, because outside of Arkansas, they're going to have to fight for that.
No, they're going to have to fight for that Arkansas win, the way them boys put up points.
Yeah, that's what I said. They're going to have to fight. They're going to have to fight.
You realize
it's all bad for them.
If you take away the safety off the block punt, LSU has not scored more than 24 points against a Power 4 school.
Wow.
So tragic.
The only time they've gone over 24, they 25 on us, but again, the only other time was against Southeast Louisiana when they scored 56.
And that's what I'm
in the 20s.
That's what I'm saying. You have these guys preseason ranked number 3. Yeah, Texas number 1. That's just why I'll be so upset about these rankings, because we don't know. Don't nobody know. But before it gets started, you got 13, 14 SEC teams in the top 25. So, that's all you hear, and top ranked matches every week in and week out and all of that. But yeah, let's go A&M. Let me get somebody that ain't did it yet. Knock off the Bamas and the Georgias and everybody that did it, the Texas. I'm rooting for A&M coming up out that SEC.
You just met SEC, Sean. What are you talking about?
I don't like Alabama, Georgia. I don't like Alabama, Georgia, Texas. I don't like none of those other teams. So guess what?
But you like your brother right here, though. You've been over here life. You can't give me no life.
I don't like Texas. They made y'all number one. Tried to give y'all's quarterback the Heisman. They ain't bothered Texas A&M. They've been chilling.
Yeah, but that ain't Texas.
Hey T1, I've officially switched over to Vandy. I want to
You
see
on
Vandy.
Vandy?
I want to see Vandy win the whole thing, man.
Let's switch our attentions to
You
BYU.
totally jumped on
and
that
Big
bandwagon,
12.
Zay.
I listen. I'm on the bandwagon now,
He
bro.
was
I
dogging
wasn't
Vandy.
impressed
They bottom
yesterday. I'm gonna
feeders.
I
tell you
wasn't
that.
impressed, but
They're
they
gonna
keep
lose
doing it.
5 in a row.
Yeah, hey, I'm the first one to admit it. I'm on the
Okay.
bandwagon.
Hey, it's just
I'm gonna see
win.
what
It
they
don't
got
matter
left.
how it looks. Just win.
What Vandy
Yeah,
got?
who they got left? SEC, Sean.
Let me pull it up real quick.
T1, you funny, man.
They come to Austin next week.
Yeah, they come to Austin, so that's a win. They got Auburn.
You taking that, Rob?
I mean,
Y'all
hey,
can't get the. Y'all can't get the.
I'm trying to
I
fly
won't
under
even.
the radar.
I'm not even gonna call it an upset. So Texas play Vandy this upcoming Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep. They go
Yeah.
to
Texas.
Austin. Then Auburn comes to Vanderbilt, and then they play Kentucky, and then they close out at Tennessee.
So Rob, y'all gotta pop Vandy.
It's not gonna happen.
Vandy doesn't beat Texas. When they play Texas, they don't beat Texas. Texas is a powerhouse. Vandy is Vandy. No way Vandy goes into Austin and beat Texas next week.
Well, Arch Manning might not play. He got a
Who
concussion.
cares? Manning's horrible.
He is terrible.
That might help them out.
Yeah.
He
Rob?
played really, really well yesterday.
Oh, okay.
But it was against Mississippi State's defense.
But I thought the game was even tight still with Mississippi State.
Mississippi State was kicking Texas' butt.
Hey, they had to score 24 points in that fourth quarter, boy.
Man.
Yeah.
The thing is, man, we need Steve Sarkisian to get out of his own way, man. He got to understand that he does not have the offensive line to be trying to run all of that extravagant pass blocking, run blocking. We don't have the players to do that. We just got to say, we're going to go mano-a-mano, and you against him, you got to beat your man up. And when Texas does that, they fare out pretty well because the other teams they're playing don't have the caliber, size, and stuff that Texas has. But Steve Sarkisian, until the fourth quarter, did not do that. We like, dude, the reality is this how we got to play football. We got to play mano-a-mano. These young guys on the offensive line who are getting their first action cannot run that extravagant kind of offensive line scheme, man. So just line up and block a dude and get him out the way. Teams have been blitzing Texas like crazy. Run blitz, pass blitz, and they've been lighting Arch Manning's tail up. And so once in that fourth quarter, they changed that all around. They got 2 tight ends out there and went ahead with some one read option plays where this is going to be your first option. It's going to be open. Just throw the ball. And we was able to score 24 points in that fourth quarter. But until he gets out of his own way, man, Texas is going to struggle because offensively they're not as good as they need to be. But defensively, the offense puts the defense in a lot of issues because you run around and get 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out like they did against Mississippi State. That defense gets out there on the field. We don't got Michael Tabb. We playing these young guys in the secondary, and they're going to get some burners that's running 10-2s, and we saw that yesterday. Them guys was cooking. And then Pete Wachowski finally fixed his defense in the second half and was able to make some things happen late in the third quarter into the fourth. But we got to get that thing fixed, man. We got the talent, but we just got to understand our personnel, and these guys are young. They're not Ohio State young, where these guys are really, really good at Ohio State. Our guys haven't really played much football at all. and they almost like they ain't ready to play. Or Steve Sarkisian is probably too daggone sophisticated for his own self. But anyway, I think we beat Vandy next week because we're Texas.
Oh, that's not a good reason.
It's good enough for me.
And I wanted it to be good enough for me too, because I teams like Vandy that come up, and Vandy's actually been all right the past few years. You're just not supposed to be the Texans. Texas not supposed to let a Vandy come into their house and let them and win. It at least the defense should be able to do something. And
Hey,
Rob, thanks for putting that out there, because I was going to say we young too. So good job there, Rob.
Yeah, and then also though you got Texas has been on the road for a whole month. They finally get to go back to Austin. They better be ready to play, man. They better be ready to play.
Hey, I got 2 words for you, no. Diego Pavia.
Yeah, we ain't worried about him. We got weapons.
You better be worried about that man.
About him.
He's in the Heisman race, bruh. He is in the Heisman race for sure.
He's a baller.
And what better place than in Austin to have your Heisman moment? What better place?
Yeah,
and that's a noon kickoff.
It is?
You ain't gonna have no fans. Them Texas fans ain't gonna show up. Not at noon.
Man, yes, they are.
They gonna show up.
They ain't had a chance to see Texas in a whole month.
Yeah,
they
gonna show
up.
up. Looking at these past results, do they want to see Texas?
Oh, for sure. We win it.
No, they want to come see Diego in the whole spiel that he brings.
Hey, SEC Sean, we gotta understand Texas hasn't been good for a while, man. They just became good about 3-4 years ago.
Right.
So their fans is always gonna show up and support though.
Yeah, you watch Texas fans. They're not as loyal as you think, and they show up late to games or they don't show up at all.
That is the truth. That is the truth. That is the truth.
They'll show up for the Red River game, the A&M game, games that are whatever. But if it's in a noon at Vanderbilt, granted, Vanderbilt's good this year, but a noon game against a Vanderbilt isn't going to spark interest in those Texas fans.
Top 10 opponent.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It's Vandy.
Noon game with Arkansas, sellout.
Yeah. What's your thoughts about BYU yesterday coming back, winning that game against Iowa State? Are them and Texas Tech on a collision course to meet up in the Big 12 championship game?
I think they play in the regular season for real. Yeah, they play. So BYU beat them. Texas Tech ain't gonna be in the playoff.
No, that's true.
In the conference championship.
And what BYU have one loss?
They undefeated.
Oh, they undefeated.
Texas Tech got one loss though. So if they win Cincy look like they gonna be on the path to make the Big 12 championship.
Man, I'm liking Cincy.
BYU's problem is they got to bye this week. Then they go to Tech, home for TCU, at Cincinnati, and then close the season with UCF.
What's their problem?
That's just 3 games. There's no guarantee. They're probably not going to go through that unscathed.
And they play two of the top 3 teams in the conference in Cincinnati and Texas Tech.
And TCU can slip up and get you
on the road.
Well, this is my thing. I feel like Utah is still the 3rd best team in that conference, and they beat them. So they should be able to beat all them other teams except for Texas Tech.
It's possible. Cincinnati Stadium should be sold out on that day, and they should only give BYU 2,500 tickets.
Yeah, because their stadium ain't that big.
Yeah, if that.
That's gonna be a good one, and I'm going for the home team.
Anything else you want to add about the Big 12?
That freshman quarterback is nice for real for BYU. He only a
Cincinnati needs
freshman.
to start stealing. They're not going to get. Nobody's going to go to Cincinnati over Ohio State, but with Cincinnati being in that Big 12 now, Cincinnati's going to have to start doing a better job of recruiting Ohio, and they're going to have to steal those teams, those players that Ohio State isn't getting. And really, I really, really feel like that was a horrible decision for Fickle to leave Cincinnati after getting them into the Big 12. He didn't get them in the Big 12, but they joined the Power Four conference. They were at at the top of their game. And man, I just feel like that was a bad decision. But Cincinnati needs to start stealing and keeping those other players from leaving out the state of Ohio. And we can have two top ranked football teams here in the state of Ohio. If Cincinnati can get their stuff together.
I don't know why kids ain't already decided to start going there. Like Luke
Yeah.
Fickle had them popping,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the Ohio for the trenches in terms of offensive linemen and the Midwest, he can definitely show up the trenches. Now he can go some other places and get some of the skill talent. I mean, Ohio has skill talent too. So it's a plethora of players out there that he can go get that we know are not going to be destination Ohio State that make them a really, really good football program. And I think if they handle the trenches the right way, they can always be relevant from here on out, especially in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Let's move over to the ACC, Georgia Tech, Miami.
I got one more Big 12, one more real quick. My fault. It's just that I just got a little quick one, man, about my Colorado Buffaloes. Man, that game yesterday, if I didn't know any better, I mean, Colorado could not do anything offensively or defensively. It just looked horrible. So you know how I get to thinking when they get to asking somebody else. I'm looking like, did they give Utah? Do they have Colorado's offensive and defensive playbook? I mean, they couldn't do nothing. They couldn't do nothing. It was horrible.
Hey, I want to add one more thing too. No. Houston beat Arizona State yesterday. They approved the 7-1. They only got West Virginia, UCF, TCU, and Baylor left on their schedule. This could be very well much be a one-loss team come to the end.
Yeah,
It sounds like the Big 12 going to have quite a few one-loss. Can anybody pull that schedule up and see how many potential one-loss teams that they could potentially have here this season?
Maybe two.
Two,
Because
just
BYU,
two?
maybe three. No, three. It depends. If Tech, that Tech and BYU game is going to mean a lot. Because if Tech can beat BYU and then they both win out, Houston don't play neither one of them. They can win out. That way, that's the way you have three of them.
What about Cincinnati?
Since he still played BYU, that's why I said if BYU win out.
Yeah. SEC Sean said that the Houston team was going to possibly beat Arizona State, and he's been kind of high on them all year with their schedule and the fact that they've been playing some really good football.
Oh, I called it on Thursday. I called it.
Oh, yeah, that was you?
He did too.
Yeah, I called it.
Okay, yeah.
I like their quarterback.
Yeah, their quarterback is nice.
He's former A&M quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I like Connor Wegman.
What's your thoughts on the the ACC and Georgia Tech, Miami? Are they the two teams to beat in that conference? Are they the only ones that you give some love to, or is there another team in that conference? Because Virginia didn't look good against North Carolina yesterday. What's your thoughts on that conference?
I mean, Georgia Tech still looks good. Miami looked good yesterday. I mean, Virginia struggled with North Carolina, but everybody struggles once in a while. So, I mean, to me, it's those three at the top for sure. I don't know how it's going to shake out. I'd have to go really break down each schedule. I think Georgia Tech doesn't play any of them. I don't think any of them play each other. I don't think Virginia plays Miami either. So Miami's going to need Georgia Tech or Virginia to slip up somewhere to get into the championship game.
Yeah, I think it's Miami and Georgia Tech, pretty much. Virginia with a slim chance of making a little bit of noise, but they still in the running. So like I say, everybody, if they got a uniform on, you're gonna have to play some football. So and then that Belichick team, he is still trying to find his team and trying to put his thumbprint on that team. It's not happening, but they're gonna play hard for you a little bit, a quarter or two. So see what Virginia looks like coming into this week.
Yeah, Virginia didn't play a good game against North Carolina, but it's the number 16 team in the country, according to the media, So, I mean, they win out. They're going to be in the ACC championship. Georgia Tech, they win the rest of their ACC games. They're going to be in the championship. I got to give them a leg up right now because they haven't lost a conference game. All they got to do is they control their own destiny. All they got to do is win by 1 point like they did yesterday. That's all. And they will be in the ACC championship.
So Miami's on the outside looking in as of right now because they have that one conference loss, correct?
Exactly. They don't control their own destiny. They need help.
Wow, wouldn't that be a hard pill to swallow for Miami again this year if they don't mess around and make the daggone ACC championship game again? Because they lost the game they should not. Well, I'm gonna say they shouldn't have lost to Louisville. Wow, it's gonna be interesting.
You know what's gonna be a hard pill to swallow?
Yeah.
If both of them teams get into the playoffs because they both gonna get popped in game one, that's gonna be a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If Miami doesn't make that championship game, and they're sitting there with one loss, what are they going to do with the loser of that championship game?
So I got it all figured out for you, T1. I've already thought about this.
Come on.
If Georgia Tech win every game from here on out, and then they lose in the ACC championship to Virginia, they got to put them both in. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Miami, if they go 11-1, they're going to get in, but that could push Notre Dame out because Miami beat Notre Dame.
That is ugly, man.
So then we're talking possibly 3 ACC teams.
Yeah,
that means you're only getting 3 from either the Big Ten or the SEC, possibly.
I think
one of them gonna get
3 anyway. I think we're kind of leaning towards the Big Ten getting 3 right now.
I wouldn't say that because
it could be
what
4.
it's looking like is going to come down to whether it's 3 or 4 in the Big Ten is that Washington-Oregon game. If Washington can beat Oregon, it's 4 bids.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. These next couple of weeks, it's gonna keep continuing to unfold. When does the first college football playoff ranking come out? Is that next week or the week after?
November 4th.
November 4th. Okay. Cool. Well, let's turn our attentions to the NFL. What are y'all looking forward to out of y'all's teams today in the NFL? If they haven't played, I don't think none of our teams played on Thursday Night Football. What y'all looking for this week, or do y'all got to bye?
We got the divisional rival, the Saints, today. We should get back on track. We got to go to New Orleans, man. We got to get this win. We lost last week, We low-key got popped for real, but against the Lions. So we just gotta get back on track. This is a bottom team in the NFL, so I like our
Good
chances.
thought.
We play at 4 o'clock, so we should be good in the dome. In the dome, ain't no elements to worry about. Baker should be able to sling that ball. That defense should be able to be able to run around fast and efficiently.
Yeah, my Bengals have the Jets, which as of right now looks like a winnable game, and the Browns have New England, which New England has a good defense. So that's why I'm gonna be glued and tuned into that right there. I want to see how Dylan plays against this New England defense. It's in New England, so it's on the road. Um, and if that weather is anything like this is right here, it should be a little chilly. It should be a little chilly. So see what Dylan gonna do. Rumor has it that Shador's back is hurting, so he could possibly not even be QB2 today. So we're gonna see that. I ain't understand how he keep getting hurt. They had in the preseason when he was hurt because of something, but but he ain't doing that. Maybe that's why maybe his back stiff because he ain't getting no work. So you know how this is with my Brownies week in, week out. We're just gonna watch Cleveland do what Cleveland do, man. Great defense, horrible offense.
Man, you sounded so depressed, T1.
Man, it hurt. It hurts, man. It hurts because that we have a Super Bowl caliber defense. We have a Super Bowl caliber defense. If you put this defense on 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 just somewhere that has a competent offense, you're talking about a Super Bowl caliber team and not just a playoff caliber team. Cleveland's defense is Super Bowl caliber, but they're on the field too much, and they have absolutely no confidence in the offense. They have to look at what's going on over on that offensive side of the ball. They're not allowed to speak their mind. They do not have freedom of speech, due to getting paid these millions of dollars. So they just have to go out there and play defense and watch the offense suck and watch another quarterback die.
Yeah, my Titans, we traveled to Indianapolis to play the Colts, man. One of the better teams in the NFL. They 6-1. We're 1-6. Another division game. We can't afford to drop this game and go 0-3 in the division. Because we're probably not going to beat Houston the next time we play them. We may split with Jacksonville, but who knows? I ain't high on this game. I think we're gonna get thumped again, and I'm quite sure my son gonna be in my ear all day once they play talking that coach mess. But I mean, I'm used to it now. They've been kicking our butts for the last maybe 4 or 5 years, so it ain't nothing new. I can take it. And no,
There you go.
Steve Sarkisian is not leaving Texas for the Tennessee Titans. He debunked that daggone rumor. He had to quiet the noise in the locker room when that mess came out. He said
Man,
he said
man,
it's not true. He
he
said
said what he
it's
was
not
supposed
true.
to say, man. You know that. Come on, man. He said exactly what he supposed to say. Yeah.
Listen, I can't blame him though because the way the boosters, the Texas fans, and the media have been treating him, a guy who has made Texas relevant again, just because we've been having a bad offensive season. The way they're treating him, man, I don't blame him. I would leave that madness too because the NFL was a lot easier. You ain't got to go on the road recruiting. You ain't got to be working 24/7, 365 days a year, only get one break. I don't blame him. I would go to the NFL too if I'm going to be treated like that at a team that I've made relevant again. I
That's
don't,
what happened
I
with
don't want
Urban.
him to leave, though. I don't want him to leave, though.
That's what happened with Herbert, man. The boosters was treating him bad when that Zach Smith stuff happened. And yeah, they wasn't rolling with him.
Those college coaches don't translate over to the NFL. I think that a horrible move for a college coach to go to the NFL. I feel like they have more security in college. Shark, if I was Shark, if I was making a move, I'd go to Penn State before I go to the NFL. Uh, Probably a couple other colleges. I go to UCLA before I go to the NFL. Yeah, I wouldn't be trying to go to the NFL because you could be right up out of Texas, Tennessee in 3 years because it ain't panning out how you thought, and now back to square one. So I don't like the college coaches going to the NFL. I haven't seen a lot of success.
Yeah, because the reality is you're going to a bottom dweller in the NFL who don't have the pieces that you're going to need to be relevant. Ain't like you're going to go a Super Bowl champion coach going to retire and then you're going to take his job. That ain't
Right.
happening, you
Yeah,
know?
but you could build the roster how you want it with the draft.
You can. But the NFL, are they going to give you 3-4 years like they might do in college? They might
Yeah.
give you two. They might give you two. But if you ain't turned that thing around, and hell, Callahan had what, 1.5? He didn't even have a half. So, you just never know, man. I wouldn't mess with the NFL either. I think the college game is better. It's more work, but I think it's a better atmosphere than the NFL, in my opinion. Anything else y'all want to talk about before we wrap up? We right at a minute and 11. Hour and 11 minutes. Anything else y'all want to cover before we wrap up?
I think that's it for me. We had a bye week, so I can't complain about you not putting us on the schedule as I have been able to do the past few weeks. So I can't beef with you there. I ain't get enough beef in today. Anybody want to argue with me? I ain't like that.
I tried to argue with you. You ain't want it.
I know you made a good point. I couldn't do nothing.
Well, you might not see your Buckeyes on the slate until they play Michigan.
Well, we got
Uh,
Penn State, man. It's Ohio State, Penn State,
Oh yeah,
man.
yeah. You can get some love on them. You can get
Yeah,
some
we
love.
got Ohio State, Penn State.
Yeah, you can get some love on them.
What we think about that? Anybody think Michigan have a chance of making it into the playoffs?
I
They got two
mean,
losses
they
right
gotta
now.
beat us. So no.
I mean, if it comes down to them beating Ohio State in that game, I would say no. I don't think, even though they got Ohio State's number the last 4 years, I just don't see Ohio State losing that game this year. Even though it's going to be in the big house.
Oh, it's
Oh
gonna be
no,
bad. It's gonna be bad
it's
this year. I'm letting y'all know now.
It's going to be
it's back
bad.
it's back to regular programming, man.
Yeah, it's gonna it's
That's
gonna
what,
be
that's
it's
what
gonna
y'all
be
said
bad.
last year. That's what y'all
You
said
know,
last year.
It's all good. We wasn't coming off of a national championship last year.
All right, all right.
it's back to regular programming
Yeah,
with that
it's
situation.
gonna get ugly because when I watch Michigan's running game, as good as it looks against these other teams, and like I was watching them last night, and I was looking at the Michigan State defense, and I was like, are they even out there? On a whole lot of them runs, the guy wasn't getting touched, and I can't wait for our boys to touch on them. I can't wait for our boys to see them. And man, listen here. If I feel like this, I know how my players and my coaches feel. I guarantee you, and I guarantee you that and we think about every practice, like people would be talking about all of that rent free, crazy stuff that was created because we was just killing that team up there. So they had an opportunity to say that somebody was living rent free, so they like saying it a whole bunch. But man, every day it's a little dedication to the team up north in practice at Ohio State. So you know, we ready. We ready this year, man. This gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a great one. And I wasn't impressed with the SEC yesterday. That Vandy Missouri game, I wasn't impressed. That looked like a Big Ten game that y'all act like is not football being played. I was watching that game. I'm looking for fireworks. I'm looking for excitement. I'm even looking to see this Heisman Trophy candidate that y'all talking about. I was watching the game, and yeah, is he a nice quarterback? Yeah, he nice. But I was watching the game, and I did not see anything. I saw a game. All I saw was a game, and it wasn't interesting at all until late. It got a little interesting, but that game had no fire to me. I don't know what y'all was watching, but that Missouri Vandy game had no fire to me. Did I miss something?
Nah, Bobby ain't having his best game yesterday. It was a defensive game though.
Yeah. Missouri doesn't play an exciting style of football this year anyway. They run heavy, so
Don't think they're that good.
they might not be that good, but I guarantee you there's not 25 other teams in the country better than them.
Then Missouri?
You said it's not 25 teams better than
There's
Missouri?
not 25 teams in the country better than Missouri.
Well, I know some I know some unranked Big Ten teams that could beat them.
Right.
Name one.
Washington.
Maybe, but that ain't guaranteed.
I will guarantee that.
They
I'll
got
put
the
Washington
skill
up
to
on
beat
them.
them, but that don't mean they're gonna win. They're gonna run the football on Washington.
All right, Nebraska.
No, they'll beat Nebraska, bro. Nebraska's not
Okay.
any good.
Yeah. That's
Nebraska's
Homer. SEC Homer.
Come on, man. Come on. You ain't even sold on Nebraska.
Maryland
You ain't even sold on
might be able
Nebraska.
to pop them. Somebody gonna go up against Missouri in a bowl game, so we ain't gonna have to worry about that.
Well,
Somebody
the last Big Ten team that went against them in a bowl game lost.
Say that again.
The last Big Ten team that went against them in a bowl game lost.
And who was that?
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah,
that's not the last bowl game they played.
And we knew we was gonna lose that game, so that wasn't.
That's not the last bowl game they played. And we was on our third string quarterback though. Don't nobody want to talk about that though.
See,
but it's the Ohio State University though.
No, we knew we wasn't winning that game, so
it's a bowl game. Nobody cares about the bowl games anyway.
Yeah, no one care about them bowl games. If it ain't the college football playoffs, you know it ain't even interesting.
Yeah, but we got to keep it real though. We care about winning and losing. Every team has players, sitting out and all of this stuff now. But we still want to win that game. But I know personally, yes, I want to win that game against Missouri. But did I think we would win that game? Would completely be like the Cleveland Brown team right now. The only way we would have won that game is if the defense would have been able to play for 4 quarters. But the defense played as hard as they could and for as long as they could, getting absolutely nothing from the offense. And, we know where Missouri stands when it comes to putting them cats side by side with the Ohio State University. Come on, y'all.
Look, I told everybody Missouri was overrated. I've been saying it for weeks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what makes them overrated though?
Because they're in the SEC and they gave them a ranking before they played a snap. That's what makes them overrated. Just like Texas was overrated. Just like LSU was overrated. Missouri, you can go down the line for all of these teams that they gave these high rankings before the season came out, and it's a whole lot of teams that you can say in that.
They weren't ranked in the preseason.
Missouri wasn't?
No.
But they got up in there, probably after game 1 or 2 or something. Didn't they get up in the rankings?
After they beat Kansas, they moved into 25.
Yeah, for beating Kansas.
Yeah, but I've said it all. They didn't play anybody, at all. Even their non-conference, their tough game non-conference mind this, what I'm saying there, was Kansas. They played Central Arkansas, Kansas, Louisiana, and UMass.
Yeah, y'all have the SEC has 4 non-conference games, which is
This
like
year
I said,
we do.
man, that's great.
Next year it switches to 9 next year.
Yeah, that ends next year. So
yeah,
you will have to find a new argument, brother.
I'm not, because y'all still going to play Louisiana Monroe, Stanford, Walford, Walgreen. Like, man, the teams y'all be playing, I don't get it.
I know.
It's gonna get real ugly for the SEC next year, T1, because they got to play 9, but they got to play a Power 4 school too, though, in non-conference. So they can't do the 4 cupcake scheduling no more.
You get 1 Power 4 or Notre Dame, and then 2 whoever.
And you know what I want to see? I want to see Missouri schedule somebody like Maryland. And let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Do it, Illinois. They right by each other. They can do it. Illinois,
and that's fine. They need to, because they don't play nobody. I'm telling you, and that's why Missouri will do this every year. And then when they get into the meat of the SEC schedule, they fall apart because they ain't played nobody.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But I still don't think there's 25 teams out there better than Missouri.
Yeah, I saw nothing from Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't saying that they world beaters, but it's a lot of teams out there.
Man, I see quite a few teams. I see quite a few teams in the Big 12 that can pop Missouri. And they rank. They ain't not ranked. It's quite a few teams that can pop Missouri. I just don't look at Missouri as that. Missouri is a mid team.
Easy. They're a mid team. They're one dimensional.
I'll give you that.
And there's a lot of mid teams. That's why I'm like there is no conference. I just don't feel like there's a conference that can say, "Hey, we're the best conference." I think it's leveling out really, really well right now, and I'm loving what I'm seeing from the landscape of college football.
Yeah, down there, Oregon probably will pop Missouri. They probably will pop Missouri.
Easy.
Missouri will get popped by Houston.
Hold up, Oregon would probably pop Missouri. What?
No, Oregon would pop Missouri. That's not even.
Yeah, we take the probably out of there. Oregon would kill Missouri.
Oregon would kill Missouri.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, once an offensive line get the leaning on you and doing what they need to do, and coming in that fourth quarter, if their defense played good enough like they played all year, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, you never know in college football.
You're talking about Oregon who just struggled against Wisconsin. So, I mean, you never know what might happen, bro. You never know. Styles make fights. I believe Oregon can beat Missouri. Don't get me wrong. But you never know.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
I want to know how you SEC guys will feel if it's an all Big Ten national championship this year.
They deserve it.
I can see it.
All right, well,
they're not going to match it up like that. Ohio State and Indiana or Oregon, they will have to play each other they'll try to have it matched up to where, they could possibly. They don't look at us like that. They will put Ohio State and whoever that second Big Ten team is. They will make sure that they will meet in the Final Four, in the semifinal.
So you think they'll put all of them on the same side of the bracket?
Yeah, with the Big Ten. Now the SEC, I can see them putting the number 1 SEC on one side and the number 2 on the other side, to where they could meet in the national championship. They don't do us like that. They definitely make sure that we have to play each other and don't have that opportunity. That's just the way they do it.
I don't see them putting everybody on the same side of the bracket. I can't see it.
I think it's going to be mixed up too. You could possibly get a all SEC championship game. You can possibly get an all Big Ten because I think it's going to be mixed up. Now, will we get that? Probably not. I think it's a better chance to get an all Big Ten than it is an all SEC.
The difference is nobody can complain anymore.
No,
It used to be the
not at
committee
all.
put the two teams together. Now the committee just ranks them. So now you still got to play the game.
Yeah.
So you can't say, well, we should have been in, or we should have been in, and we should have been in the championship game.
No
or we
more
should have been in the
excuses.
championship game. You know,
Oh, you gonna
play
hear
the
some
damn game.
complaining. You
That's
gonna hear
just because
complaining
that's what
every
people
Oh,
do.
year.
you will. You'll hear
Yeah,
complaining
that's
every year.
because
Just
that's what they do.
right.
But
Just teams
having
are going to feel
12,
like
we good. I wish they would make an emergency, throw an emergency clause or whatever in there and just go straight to 16 and lock it down and get it over with and roll with the 16 just like every other division. But yeah, there's no more complaining. There's no more complaining.
I mean, they're going to be complaining. Zay's right, but
Yeah.
as far as complaining as to who won the national title, no. If you're in the bracket, go win it.
Yeah.
That's right.
And you got to win 4 games to go win it. That's a lot of football.
All right, y'all. I got to get out of here, man. I'm glad y'all was able to make it this morning. We'll see y'all again on tomorrow. I believe my man FanDuel Zay and SEC Sean are going to do their 12. What is it called, FanDuel Zay?
12 rows to a title.
12 rows to a title for sure. And then we'll be back again on Tuesday at 7:45 for Around the Board. And then Wednesday, we got our man Parlay Poe and FanDuel Zay with Parlay Poe covers the Parlay Poe with the bread. FanDuel Zay covers the spread. And then again Thursday night at 7:45, our Thursday night forecast. And then, of course, on Saturday and Sunday mornings, Saturday at 8 a.m., Sunday at 9 a.m. We'll catch y'all soon. We're going to be out of here now. Peace.
Peace.
Love y'all, fellas. We've
Love
been
you
a
too.
building. Now we up out of here.
There